What if the whole world were nothing but a giant trap? A trap filled with money, comfort, food, luxury, and temptation. And once you get caught in it, there is no escape. This strange idea belongs to a poor peddler who sells rat traps for a living. But one day, he himself becomes trapped by the very world he believes is a rat trap. And what happens next changes his life forever.
The Rattrap by Selma Lagerlöf. The Rattrap was written by Selma Lagerlöf, a famous Swedish writer and the first woman to receive the Nobel Prize in Literature. She was known for her imaginative storytelling, memorable characters, and stories that often explore human nature, morality, kindness, and redemption. Her writing beautifully combines simple storytelling with deeper ideas about life and human behavior.
The Rattrap is a fascinating story about a poor peddler, loneliness, temptation, kindness, and human transformation. But above all, it tells us one beautiful truth. Sometimes a little kindness can bring out the goodness hidden inside a person. The story begins with a poor peddler who goes from place to place selling small rat traps. He has no home and no family. His life is difficult and lonely. He earns very little money and survives by selling rat traps and sometimes by begging or stealing. But the peddler has an unusual way of looking at life. He thinks that the whole world is like a giant rat trap. Just as a rat trap attracts a rat with bait and then traps it, the world offers human beings different kinds of bait: money, food, comfort, shelter, and pleasure. Once a person is tempted by these things, the trap closes. The peddler enjoys thinking about this strange philosophy.
One evening, the peddler reaches the cottage of an old crofter. Unlike most people, the crofter welcomes him warmly. He gives him food, he gives him shelter for the night, he even shares his tobacco with him. The old man is lonely and happy to have someone to talk to. He tells the peddler that he has earned 30 kronor by selling the milk from his cow. He proudly shows him the money. The peddler notices where the money is kept. The next morning, the peddler leaves the cottage, but greed gets the better of him. He returns to the place where the crofter had hidden his money and steals the 30 kronor. Now he has fallen into the very trap he had described. The 30 kronor become the bait, and the peddler becomes the rat. To escape being caught, the peddler avoids the main road and enters the forest. But the forest becomes confusing. He walks and eventually realizes that he is lost. Suddenly, he understands the truth of his own philosophy. The world had indeed become a rat trap for him. The 30 kronor had been the bait, and now he was trapped. After wandering through the forest, the peddler finally reaches an ironworks. There he meets the ironmaster, the owner of the works. The ironmaster mistakes the peddler for an old acquaintance, a former regimental comrade. He invites him home for Christmas, but the peddler is afraid. He thinks the ironmaster may discover that he is a thief, so he refuses. The ironmaster, however, sends his daughter Edla to persuade him.
Edla treats the peddler with great kindness. She notices that he is frightened and unhappy. She assures him that he can stay at their home safely. Eventually, he agrees. At the ironmaster's house, he receives clean clothes, food, and warmth. For the first time in a long while, someone treats him with respect and compassion.
But the ironmaster soon discovers the truth. The man is not the old acquaintance he thought he was. He is simply a poor peddler. The ironmaster becomes angry and wants to send him away. But Edla stops him. She feels sorry for the peddler. She says that since they had invited him for Christmas, he should be allowed to stay and enjoy the Christmas meal. Her kindness touches the peddler. For one day, he experiences something he has almost never known: dignity, warmth, and human acceptance. The next morning, the peddler leaves. Everyone assumes he has taken advantage of their kindness. But then Edla discovers something unexpected. The peddler has left a small rat trap as a Christmas gift. Inside it is the 30 kronor he had stolen from the crofter, and along with it is a letter. The letter is signed Captain von Stahler. The peddler has transformed himself. Edla's kindness has brought out the goodness that was hidden inside him. He returns the stolen money. He also wants to prove that he is worthy of the trust and kindness she showed him.
And this is the real beauty of the rat trap. The peddler begins the story as a lonely, bitter, and dishonest man. He steals because he has lost faith in society. But Edla does something very simple. She treats him like a human being. And that kindness changes him. The man who once believed that the world was a trap finally finds a way out of it through kindness, dignity, and human compassion.
The Rat Trap is not merely a story about a thief. It is a story about human nature. People may make mistakes. They may fall into the traps of greed and temptation. But sometimes love, kindness, and understanding can awaken the goodness within them. The real message of the story is simple. Treat people with kindness, and you may help them become better human beings.
So, students, that was the beautiful story of The Rat Trap by Selma Lagerlöf. A story where a poor peddler becomes trapped by greed, but finally escapes the trap through human kindness and compassion. Because sometimes the strongest trap is temptation, and the strongest key is kindness. This is Farooq, sir, and you are watching ECF, English Core with Farooq, sir.